all say ye in the Indians go for by the South of Far for Eddie Abba, or my Ghana with the Sawa Palm on your summer would pan and memodia, and ye. To me, in yin in the news and for no in Sincha the Bureau. And today, I may catch us subscribe to your channel no. Also, all other relevant news are and can for politics one, any governance, any idea. Say for political parties, NPP, NDC, CPP, PDP, and other political parties, no so. Osabeka won se mo ha ede na asesi bio a ama atumpan ana ama yenya asundwe e wo sete domasi yenkotie nsem bi emra pedefo ase ka kom jeje no kofo enum nti mentumi nkansam nso mfa nhye nkofo bia no yenkotie mra na ye ba ye de adwenche ba hwese wutie no no comment nso bi gu ase na bibia nso aye kama ne atuma nya bre akenkan e de ama before that nso no subscribe to your channel no on Sabeka all other relevant news yetie se memra sisi a na ye ba ye de the akabia nso atwa wo so na bibia nso aye wana yenti mercy ya
kwa the reasons no interesting me de bepro and no pay no be frame say UG matese say Akwatia kwan no mo ye na NDC wi no magya kwan na ya mpa na na me say there be mu kuma se mini Akwatia ba me ye checks bia ma ye checks na say na me kote ye na lawyer Bernard Ankasa wa granting the first exclusive interview courtesy Kwame Sefakan and Peace FM. Mem weti abranti ne kakra. Abranti ne the more I listen to na me penasem. Pass say one ho beka oma me wo buy asem omo ne ho. Subscribe me na click bonus case me the video be to my next video na me de be man. Aye Professor Simasap ono so ye poster 2024 there anko 2020 ko ye why other ones akwa any ade na no na Musa dankwa exit poll na bi di gina so di na temo no wo kirikiri mu kakra ni ne nti ono yo dwen say Musa dankwa dwuma no ye no eno ano no
exit poll is allowed. US nominee baby no oh yeah omuto abani nyina na exit poll say koso but ye ha no say my only advice will be say anke say otwen ma ye to abani wie. In fact, in 2024 elections, no, the to abandon viewers and all exit polls. Okay. That will be my only advice. As for the prediction before the election, he got it right. But all the exit poll ni ba share around who commentary kakra before the election itself ends. Now, those who will interpret it to mean say you are preparing the minds of the people for any way the election will go. And yes, idea. And the first one there by and yeah.
So maybe he was hedging.
kind of. And yes, idea to the main election, what he spoke to. Yes, 53% no, about 54%, which for me is excellent. 53, 54. Then I say, predictions are not supposed to be actuals. Oh yeah, there you would measure the variation between the
plus or minus.
The expected and then the actual nebebano. And when you are within the range like that, it is a prediction 2020 elections are maybe predicted 51.4 Emma NPP. Umunya 51.3 or so. There was no way the election was going to be exactly the exact thing. Because you pick a sample, only voters need kasa. I think that is the bit of it. But I'm sure say because of the exit poll what they need to know, and then those who are on social media, I'm sure say they will go the way the minister hinted. Yeah. Say and now was thrown to know the way anybody he was trying to place himself in the middle of Toha at the but to be fair to him and to speak to the issue itself, the prediction towards the Akwatia election was 53%. What came out actually was about 54 point something percent. Perfect. That is it on that.
Yes, so that's Professor Simasapon. But time now all can say after post no. Must Facebook here my exact time I will post TV 5 hours ago, 1 hour ago, and after 24 hours ago. So I wanted to actually confirm the timer. Musa Dankwa a posting exit poll. I couldn't get it. So I'm only believing say bia onu before say 5 p.m. now or mobetum. And I said possibly they were able to speak to the people right after the post or but I think that's a side issue. What I'm happy about and I say someone who also understands research and also a professor in his own right believes what another researcher did. And for me, may share that video specifically for all of us to learn from. Now, Sakrana may prove is a Kusikine, Yajai, and Nazi, Nya, Akwatia, come start, you know. Me musa danko video be before the Akwatia election, or GH1. Papa can be yenti.
As a pollster, are you worried as to whether your polls will come through or otherwise?
Oh, look. No pollster will be 100% correct in everything they do. Even if I don't get it correct, my polls would have guided certain people as to how to respond. Remember, polls are polls. When used effectively, it could turn a race that was meant to be losing race into a winning race. Okay. Right? So that is the purpose of opinion poll. Point out the areas where your candidate is weak, and then if you can go there and mop up some support, that could help you turn the race. Remember, the gap in the poll was not quite big, was 6%. Mm-hmm. And the same 6% was what Kumi won the last election. So in the poll, we're seeing NDC flipping the race. But look, 6% is not huge. And if somebody is able to turn out his base to come out heavily in favor of his candidate, it could turn it upside down. So it is not about the overall outcome, what happened, but how the poll panned out and what information did the poll give out that became useful for those who use it.
So you're not worried at all?
No, I can get it wrong. That's fine.
Okay.
It is no big deal. I mean, there are big posters who have gotten things wrong, but they haven't died. And they have not been slaughtered. Okay. But I know me, I'll be slaughtered.
It's just an opinion.
It's an opinion. And you see, opinions are opinions. They're not actual vote count.
Right.
If they say they'll vote for Mr. A and they didn't show up, don't expect that to be a real election outcome.
Okay.
Yeah. So turnout is always the case. That's why in the US, what you have is that you have people who are local, that they go door to door to knock at the doors of people who they know their party sympathizers to come out and vote when it's lower turnout. Who is doing that? It's NPP, I don't know. And that could count as well. In the last minute of the dying hours,
something could change.
Yes.
You know, I asked that because I've seen, you know, someone like Oliver Bakaboma will say that if this comes true, he would really
be afraid of
you. You
no,
could probably be matched to a wizard.
No, you see, anybody who uses science in his work and thorough in their methodology and thoughtful and have the tool to look at the data in a very critical way, you always, most of them get it right.
Okay.
But there will be one or two times that you will get it wrong, because there are people who really want to get it wrong. And they will go heaven and hell to mobilize their people, galvanize them, push them to come and vote. And that could turn the race upside down. But at least we've shown them where the race was a week ago, which is an opportunity for them to look at the data and say, hey, what can we do? For all you know, if NPP wins, it could be because of my data. And hurrah!
Yes. It is on your kind. I got 6%. It's not to me, you near man or cancer Akwatia for so mubejina so dia to aba no timi ye ni yiye. Eni omo kasa won saa de na ombetima to amo. That is what I always say pose ba. Enkwasi asem bia wo de wadwen mu no waka no fa sa enkwasi asem na ye ni nyansasem. Krofo beto aba mo. Joy News, Jacqueline, Ansuma, enura no wokusi, no we ye to aba na no mo ye kwan no. Anopei okokusi no no ankasa de nani ko huye e wokusi se ye jai kwan no ananse ye nyai kwan no eno nso ni.
This is Kusi, one of the electoral areas here in Akwatia. Now, what you can see right behind me is the machine leveling up the ground. There are 7 polling centers here in Kusi.
Tomorrow, day 2.
Well, yesterday during the polls here in Kusi, which is one of the electoral areas in Akwatia, we brought you a story of road works or road construction being done here during the election day. Well, it's the day after the elections and we are back here. And as you can see we still see the machine still leveling up the road here in Kusi. We've been to Takrase and it's still the same. Well, in Takrase, we didn't see machines, but here in Kusi, we can see it right behind us and moving and all that. We are yet to engage residents here in Kusi to also find out what they think about this, especially the day after elections. But then this is the updates that the road construction here in Kusi is still ongoing.
Yes, it depends me checks a kwane koso. Aha meka kakra wa ha. Ye me kan say the first priority item on the list of Akwatia voters omo ka kire Musa Dankwa Global Info Analytics developmental project. 2, economy. 3, education. 4, jobs. Yera Benade, Waba. Yera Julio Zebra, Oko Shebo. Ni Akwatia enso munya bia no mo fe nkoma wo. Ekwanya mode mo nsaka bia no mo fe nkoma wo. Mo nya ma wo. Gidi a any election mo dodo na no eye saa ne ma bi sei. Ti mesrem report ne se mo ye. Mo nya nkosi awie. In fact, and my colleague join news. Investigation ma come here and so my to aba 2024 no. Almost 7,000 or so and to aba this by election. When you even look at Ghana's voter turnout gradually no. I'm got to 2012 for me about 72%. I remember said I'm got to about 60 something percent. GDA free your democracy name. Na yere Julius okay with speech akokan na okay say what dey when you dada for. It's the pesa 6 months for me na be ka say yenye kwan no yenye ni nyina no mu die wom bia no yen frɛ ma wom because the priority item no a developmental project as at 2028 they will have the moral grounds to vote against you. Whatever you promise them, deliver. And deliver it to them. Developmental project, economy, jobs, education. It is key. Now, here are Bernard, exclusive interview, courtesy PCFM, Okasa Kakra, Yentieno.
In Kunimaba, a dear no GD say a ma Akwatia for to about boom samao.
Okay, so, any abai koi. Bia the nasem koto Akwatia mine any aye koi GD say yasem into Akwatia for ne adehye woman anim no ene mom etoy asem ni ene say nyama mi na open bia ohwe onipa nan kasa o gina no say obitnia aye amamo the best of representation on the same and they say will represent you be ne how your how. Now this one as soon as so. Quite then I'll be fast so at this one na was here amani pan. It means say as I say ultimate area we will be we advocate in the moment so that's all yellow based. Because Ghana you be the answer. Na mom senya e will be to me ayena say aka document baako a ebetimi atam de ama de aba Akwatia no eno enho adwuma na ese wo ye eno ye number 1 nti eno no obehwe se any pay am to aba ama no or that scale a obetimi advocate alobi e de ne ese o de brem no de brem na. Then the second thing no the connection of the person. Our message was simple. Say look, apart from me say bia Akwatia my name me scale in terms of advocacy, my connection go with me kasa say you connected inclusive. In my case, the connection here is that my government has been in power, and it is in power for 4 years. Which 4 years, after in which 8 months, and yes, if in the next 6 months, we call another general election. In the coming election. You will know in the next 3.5 years, the government is in power. And in point to be a winning senior system, the executive presidency, BBA Shoman Belisa. The Upe, Sabianka, Penisa, John Dramani Mahama, Bay president, the own Penisa Bansa. It will check a woman as of Prenalcoti. It is a John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, Neba 8 number 4. Now, open Puntua, Adding our own money ban, non concordima. Sense of a small who will be doing to be at the reason say, my knee. If you wish in Parliament at this point, looking at the numbers, and saying of Obia, the APN make a difference. NPP NDC and your absolute majority. NPP so more absolute minority. And society, it's near best sample a report input to the it is NPP pushing them into my. The question is more to a man then in Parliament it won't make any difference. Apart from CJ reasons, so political capital being on bill, nothing in a thing for over NPP. Akwatia. This is what we explain to the people. Send a major more in the German general with where you are no follow the Americans. Akwatia follow okay, we are making sense. So we didn't do personal attacks on anybody. And Ethiopia, unlike Yankov, even though I'm not selecting them, don't start a campaign, but I do. say, and how long you are on the field, but how effective our campaign is. If the NDC move much later, no, you have some way can put your for away near Betty, and yet you can't monster. Can you imagine? And so I said, and then no claim, but the monster one. How is that beneficial to the people of Akwatia? So our people should have their game. Sometimes, maybe I may advise you, but message then, and Akwatia people kept saying, me call only message. Only message. And that is what they kept saying. The people themselves were telling me. Media me kwame chong. Say you be we. Me through near Juma, meaning so be bisa. Akwatia mante. Maka, and I keep saying, ain't jai mining because that is jai mining. Akwatia be good. But the only thing is that we should do legal mining. And legal mining, Akwatia, Chama Jina, means only Akwatia Dinia, yeah. GCD, Ghana Consultative Time.
Yeah.
Over the years, GCD, Ebunesa, in fact, year to Aba in 2024. That GCD in the end, but GCD is a whole community.
Yeah.
Our towns, they will move more than about 7 or 8. No more than sumo. That is how bad the situation got to. So some of us told His Excellency John Mahama when he came around, said this is the situation, and he was shocked. No, see, really, you really elections and do 1 month, and you instructed the ECG for inquire lines in the Afro for no more come here. Not because of by-election. We kept pressing, and the Minister for Energy, Yamin Shano, and then the Chief of Staff, and then for every man, Sadiano, as a daba concoma, Yamame Mareta, only to Fiakotia, on also pushy para, and Kanya made the mom long before Yura, and it's to be create free. So and that is the first step by the GCD. Now the party will restore the power. So the next step is to make sure that we get the company back on track. At least what is available, we should utilize it to the best, the interest of the people of Akwatia. And that is what the people want to hear. And yes, the way it's here, we
and I will monster.
Chairman, me monster. Me all kinds of people cars out of the class. Some people are now cars out of the monster. Or meaning in Yabo Bushaba. Me, my put a year Bushian in him.
And here be an question monster because we wish any the honor him.
Let's read the card of the you see, this politics we do to the beer. People think that, oh, my line, you beer. And no mom goes to your advantage. Only inside the action. And then you pay me action. Oh, yes, I need to be required. And so you see, let me also say this. When you say, more campaign, no, none, you're not surprised sympathy vote. But if you want sympathy vote, Chairman, then I actually had this happen. Me say be said the born in Kwachi, or this year be a free man, you, Chairman General, send a ministry, me Akwatia, now we be a real. Me do what I wouldn't know, see so now 4 5 years. Hey, so where are me this year, many sympathy amount here. So, who per sympathy, as any conduct you. Now, now me momuna. Oh, cow per sympathy, me moma. I never responded to any of them. I never did. Me catch you via the only. My focus is on the election. Why a befaso near Yevinia, ye deliver market yaman. It's really why mommy be a sympathy. It's up to them. Almost their own campaign. I'm sure so we are very revising the notes going forward, whether they actually did a good campaign or not.
It's the Indomitable Hero Pack promo. The goal is
we are here. Now, in all of this, what swung it for you? Say, opponent, more campaign strategy na ankoye papa, and now can someone a better amount for assume a. Now, already now, back with you now, or party NDC, 2/3 majority dada. Into what will be, what difference will you make?
Okay, so Chairman, no correct. In Parliament today, I know much current numbers, and the BRT through in terms of, structure, will be a majority and a minority. Near Tiana never got so at it. Numbers, no NDC are being account, Mayquay, and a Bebwa government business because, let's say, now we've been put him there, your friend is saying, 37 oyeni yana se asemkesi beto yen my na ye kana mfu se me na meye yi na
Hello.
Na me ye say at the end of the day ni aye yen say oh ya de na say chairman Patrick Johnson
Me last two time.
ye ni ano ye di pe bibi e di abefi bibi abefi no ni Akwatia man now uko parliament said the majority now all the most of these sector ministers remain my colleagues in caucus. So who be bia e di akoba bia so the nipa na te onchen now be na me say no be impo nim say oye ni beba e ma ya hwe ura mutala me ko me ye yini ana nke me kai ko for kan say we dey on out there NPK 3 and so shenia isi ye e ma ne me nya nya ke 3 because me kwa obi nsu di 3 ba it is sometimes you will feel you have more but we need much now man patcho so
Matias
much 90 who excess ya na bo and who reserve ha winti na football match bia players bia team bia our reserve bench 11 no bona bibinia eti numbers need the guy at NDC you also know say both of them are cabinet ministers if we appoint you near the if there is a government business here that's of course been going to fire we would have more than enough to also help make sure the government business continues